Good morning, everybody. I am Ilesanmi Oluwafemi Temitayo. I am presenting my first capstone that comprises of public policy and biostatistics and introduction to public health practice. And this study is determining the relationship between home environment and academic performance in the case of clinical medical rehabilitation students of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife in Osun State, Nigeria. As we all know, that need for those in public places, in position places, in policy places, to actually be able to know what are the things that affect the student, especially those in the university, about things that can improve their academic performance. And home environment has been found out to be one of the factors that are responsible for improving the academic performance. There are several factors, but this study is particularly limited to home environment. And we'll see some of the variables that we'll consider in the home environment that is linked with academic performance, and we'll see the results. As a summary, home environment has been recognized as having a relationship with the academic achievement of students. There are various factors or variables that have been identified. These are student factors, family factors, school factors, and peer factors. Generally, these factors include age, gender, geographical belongingness, ethnicity, parents' marital status, socioeconomic status of parents, parents' education level, parents' profession, language, income, and religious affiliation. For this particular study, the home environment variable studies are parents' socioeconomic status, gender, average number of meals taken per day by the student, the hours of study of the students. All these factors have been studied and they have been shown to have impact on the academic performance of students. The student academic performance was measured by the cumulative grade point average, which actually proved. This study is therefore determining the relationship between home environment variables and academic performance among clinical medical rehabilitation students of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. What is the problem? This study is trying to review components of home environment responsible for students' academic performance in a university in Nigeria. Research has found that socioeconomic status, parental involvement, and family size are particularly important family factors. The most important predictor of achievement in school associated with the family has been noted to be socioeconomic status of parents. This study is trying to compare the relationship of the variables of home environment as they affect the academic performance of students in a university and how the variables best predict their contribution to good academic performance. As I've said earlier, parental education, family socioeconomic status, they have positive correlations with students' quality of achievement. Research has also proved that university or even high school grade point average predict a student's academic performance. How was this study carried out? These studies were carried out in the Department of Medical Rehabilitation, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, College of Health Sciences of Obafemi Awolowo University, and clinical students, which comprise of Clinical 1 and Clinical 2 of the Department of Medical Rehabilitation, comprising Physiotherapy and Occupational therapy, were the study population. The research design employed for the study is ex post facto because of the values that were actually considered in this particular study could be manipulated by the researcher. It has already been in existence. It has already been affecting the students. So we are only looking at the outcome of these particular variables in relation to their academic performance. And we also use a multiple regression design to be able to predict what the contributions of these factors are to their academic performance. Sampling method was used to select the clinical students because the number of the students were already known in all their. We were able to get questions across to them based on their projected number, and as many of them that were willing to fill the questionnaire in relation to our sample size were the ones that we actually collected the questionnaire from. Information was collected from them by means of a 20-item pre-tested, purpose-designed, self-administered questionnaire containing open and closed-ended questions. The questionnaire was divided into 4 major sections for ease of administration. The results found that the clinical students who participated in the survey were 102, and we had more males than females. The mean age was 22.9 years, with most of the respondents in the 20 to 24 years age brackets. These were followed by those from 25 to 29 years age brackets. Majority of the students participated in the study, Clinical 1, and majority of them were in the physiotherapy option because medical rehabilitation in Obafemi Awolowo University has those 2 departments under it, and majority of them were Christians and mostly were from Yoruba tribe because Ile-Ife is located in the southwest of Nigeria, which comprise majorly of the Yoruba tribe. The results showed that there was statistical significant association between academic performance and father's income, and also average number of meals taken per day by the students, and also the study hours per day by the students. We found no significant association between the students' academic performance and mother's income, father's education, family structure, gender, student type of accommodation, parents' residence, parents' marital status, whether they are divorced, or marital status of parents, whether they are divorced or together. The multiple regression that we did showed that R-square was 12.6%. What does this mean? It showed that only 6 of the variation in academic are due to these factors, the independent variables that are considered. And it's also confirming to us that these home environment variables that we consider is not only variable that the academic performance we said earlier. There are other factors also. We mentioned school factors, we mentioned home factor, we mentioned several other factors. This particular one we consider only able to give us 12.6%, and there were no significance of the coefficient at 5% level of significance. These are part of the references that we use. What is the conclusion? The outcome of this study reveals that father's level of income, average number of meals taken per day by the students, and the number of hours of study, they are the home environment variables considered, which are predictive of academic performance of clinical medical rehabilitation students of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. It is very important to note that we consider these clinical students because they have built enough grade point average in the university and have spent a lot of time in the university to be able to give us a favorable response as to what contributed significantly as home environment variables to their academic performance. And from the conclusion of the study, these three factors, these three variables, father's level of income, which is a measure of the socio-economic status of the parents, the average number of meals taken per day by the student, which is also a function of the socio-economic status of the parents, because it is what the parent gives to the children as income that they can use to buy food, and also the number of hours of study are the home environment variables, which are predictive of academic performance. What are the future steps? Because this study is only for clinical medical rehabilitation students of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, it will be advisable that the study
sorry for the interruption, Ilesanmi. 2 minutes is left for your presentation. Kindly make it soon. Thank you.
Okay, I'm about to round up. It should be conducted at a wide level of the whole university or to other universities, so the result may be externally valid. Policies that will improve the level of employment of the be encouraged by the government, as this will affect their level of income. Also, public campaigns should be for families to enlighten them the significance of improving the nutrition status of their children, which is a key factor in improving health and academic, and also conducive environment for reading should be made available for the student by the authorities, as a good number of hours will be required to assimilate the volume of academic materials required for their learning. Thank you very much for listening.